Hey everyone, Dukaness here with a video focused on the changes to shotguns. As the title states, it's of my opinion that shotguns are no longer a competitive weapon choice. However, my opinion is based on a pretty well supported analysis, so the bulk of this video will be comparisons to pre-patch and testing post-patch. I want to make it very clear that this video is not a complaint. I've adjusted to every meta since the beginning of Destiny, and this balance update is no different for me. I'm just objectively evaluating the changes to shotguns and adding my opinion at the end. I got a lot to cover, so let's hop right into it. We're going to knock the easy stuff out first. The Bungie stream stated that the movement penalty on shotguns was going to be removed in the patch. I tested the sprint speeds before and after the patch, which didn't change. That makes sense because the pre-patch penalty was a reduction to agility. Agility does not affect sprint speed, so your ability to close gaps is pretty much the same as it was before. The other easy point is the change to ADS time on rangefinder shotguns. I'm not the first person to bring this up, nor am I the one who discovered it, but ADS time for rangefinder shotguns was actually buffed as opposed to nerfed. It's about 2 frames faster with rangefinder than without rangefinder. Let's move into the more critical changes. Bungie completely removed aim assist when hip firing a shotgun. I played a few games since the patch dropped, and my accuracy with shotguns has been atrocious. I couldn't figure out why until this clip right here. I completely missed from point blank. In the last 6 months, I can count on my hands how often I've missed this badly, but it's happening way more often since the patch. I reviewed the play, and I think I have an explanation. Think about how quickscoping works. It's usually done in 3 steps. First, you center your opponent as close to where your reticle would be if you were zoomed in. Then you begin to aim down sights, and you adjust your reticle based on how far off you're going to end up when you're fully zoomed in. Once you've centered the reticle on your opponent's head, you pull the trigger. Slide shotgunning follows the same process. You slide towards your opponent while you center them to where your crosshairs are. You adjust your aim while you zoom in, and you pull the trigger when you're close enough and on target. This is significantly more difficult to do with less magnetism, and I'll show what I mean by breaking this clip down. So here I am, sliding in like I usually do. In this frame, where my slide begins, my aim is slightly right, so I attempt to correct it. The reduced aim assist that I haven't adjusted to, which is completely my fault, causes me to overcorrect it too far to the left. By this time, I'm close enough for a kill, but I fail to recorrect my aim in time, causing me to completely whiff. As frustrating as this is, I think it was the best change Bungie made to shotguns. It was very easy to kill someone from point blank with a shotgun. This change puts more onus on the shotgunner to have accurate thumb skill. Also, I maintain my pre-patch belief that this is only a temporary setback for shotgun users. The reason I'm whiffing so bad is because I'm accustomed to aim assist. Through practice, muscle memory can be overhauled to properly aim while approaching an enemy. Screwing up and whiffing as badly as I did enough times will teach players to correct their aim long term. So I guess to close this point out, this change requires players to have more skill, and it isn't a permanent setback for the people who put the time and effort into adjusting. The next thing I want to talk about is the removal of the precision damage multiplier. What you're watching is footage of me testing the one-hit kill distance of my last ditch before the patch. My reliable one-hit kill distance is a fraction under 8 meters, or was a fraction under 8 meters. You'll see me hit 4 to 5 shots from this distance. I went back and did this after the patch. I took 6 shots in a row with the same gun from the same distance at a player with the same armor level without getting a single kill. Wondering how that could possibly be, I looked at my footage again. For this specific shot, I hit Biker for exactly 200 damage and 9 pellets. 92 of that was precision damage, which is roughly 4 pellets at 21 damage each, multiplied by the 1.1 damage bonus. Even though I was aiming low, 4 pellets found their way to the head. You might think that extra 8 precision damage is not significant, but look at this screenshot post-patch. I hit KC with 9 pellets, just like the pre-patch scenario. If you add the damage up, you'll get to 191. The difference between this scenario, where my enemy does not die, and the pre-patch scenario, where they did die, is the 8 damage I'm no longer benefiting from. That missing bonus damage makes it necessary to hit an additional pellet, which is completely RNG, even within your old one-hit kill range. Before, I never got a one-hit kill missing 4 pellets. I often got one missing 3 with some help from the multiplier, and I definitely got it with missing only 2. The key here is when you miss 3 pellets, meaning you hit 9. 9 pellets before damage drop-off secures a kill on most players. However, before, you could reliably get a kill with 9 pellets and a little bit of damage drop off because the extra bonus damage from stray pellets connecting to the head would make up for it. Now that the bonus is gone, you'll only get away with missing 3 pellets if you're in a range that doesn't trigger damage fall off, because there's no precision damage to counter the few damage that was falling off. I know that not everyone might have been able to follow that because, let's be real, it was pretty technical, so let me give the non-nerds the simple result. One hit shotgun kill distance is lower than it was before the patch because hitting 9 out of 12 pellets gets the job done less often due to the loss of precision damage. The last change I'm going to discuss that's specific to shotguns is the biggest change, and what you'll see is the dagger for why I'm personally putting my shotguns on the shelf. It took me 3 games of control to lose the majority of my confidence in my gun's ability to secure kills while airborne. This was troubling for me because a few people have reported that aerial shotgun accuracy didn't take much of a hit. However, most people have concluded this based on comparing wall tests of pellet spreads. Let's do that real quick. Here's the spread of 2 shots from my party crasher with my feet planted and in the air. I'm not going to get my measuring tape out, but I think most people would look at that and conclude the spreads are equally tight. Different spread, but similar tightness. So why do shotguns feel so unreliable while airborne after the patch? The answer is, the spread is not touched, but the direction of the cone was changed. I'll show you what I mean. Here I am with an Icarus IS Luna. What I did was line up my Luna on the tip of this plant. I jumped, and at the peak of my jump, I fire a shot. That shot right there is our control point, and you can see as I jump a second time, my reticle lines up with it perfectly. When your feet are planted on the ground, the middle pellet goes perfectly straight every time, surrounded by a second ring of 4 pellets, surrounded by a third ring of 7 pellets. The middle pellet is always exactly where your reticle is aimed, but the 2 rings around it are spread out by RNG. That's how shotgun spread works when you're on the ground, if you didn't know. When you jump, that's not the case anymore. So again, I jump, and at the peak of my jump, just like with the Luna, I shoot my shotgun. I quickly swap to my Luna, line up my reticle with the plant again to return to the control point, and jump again. As you can see, the entire spread was moved high and to the left. It's just as tight as when you shoot from the ground, but it doesn't always go where you're aiming. I tested this a few times, and it looks like the direction of the cone changes in a similar way to shooting primary weapons from a distance. I pulled this footage from earlier in the week. Here I am with Mida. Notice how this shot is right on target, but then this shot a little later on sprays way to the left. The shotgun cone is the same way. Sometimes you're going to shoot it straight, and sometimes you're going to spray it way wide. I tested it on an actual player as well. Here I am from a distance where I normally hit most of my pellets. When I miss, I tend to miss on both sides. However, when I jump, you can see 5 pellets miss to the right in one scenario and 5 pellets miss to the left in another scenario. You do get kills from jump shooting, they just happen a lot less. This is unreliable. Good players don't leave their success up to chance. Good players master a strategy they can count on coming through for them time and time again. As of today, I can't count on my shotgun to consistently net me kills from distances that I'll be able to reasonably get within, which is why this is the majority factor for me putting the shotguns away. So let me just bring this all together. Before Tuesday, shotgun range was already the lowest it's ever been in Destiny. You had to be within 8 meters to reliably get a one-hit kill. To put that in perspective, the middle dot of your radar lights up when an opponent is 8 meters away from you. So those times where you looked at your radar and saw that dot light up and you went, "Where is he? He's on me." Well, that's how close a player had to be to kill you with a shotgun. That range is even lower now, so you have to get closer. Getting closer is much more difficult because primaries are more accurate. The sniper you're rushing with the last word isn't going to ghost bullets anymore, so you have to get closer and with less ease. Even if you do manage to get closer, it's significantly harder to focus your aim on your enemy because of the removed aim assist. So to counter this, maybe you try and be more evasive. Well, it's pretty tough to be evasive with your feet grounded and not using your vertical space. But jumping isn't viable either because your shot's going to be all over the place. Now, like I mentioned, your accuracy up close will improve if you commit to working on it. So let's say you mastered that. You're so good that you can aim center mass 100% of the time. Let's also say you found a method to get within 7 meters of your opponent untouched, and you never have to leave your feet. Those are pretty aggressive goals, but even if you pull that off, you still lose your special ammo after you die. So I'll leave you guys with this, which sums up my thoughts. In my opinion, there is little to no point in learning how to adjust to the one factor you can control, aiming without aim assist, just to be constantly shafted by other factors you can't control, no precision damage, random cone direction, for a weapon you can't even rely on having ammunition for. So because of everything I've talked about today, and the tests I've run, and the games I've already spent failing with a shotgun, I'll be switching my special weapon to a sidearm. You don't lose ammo on death, you spawn with ammo even when you die without it, they're reliable while airborne, and they consistently act the way you expect them to. All things that can't be said about shotguns. I want to remind you guys that I'm honestly not salty, and this isn't a video where I'm complaining because I used to be a shotgunner and I can't do it anymore. I enjoyed Sniper Last Word on my Blade Dancer in year 1, I enjoyed my Gunslinger in year 2, and I enjoyed Shotgun Shade Step in the beginning of year 3. So I know I'm going to enjoy the new sidearm meta now. I ran these tests for myself and for my following to see if we can make shotgunning work, and it turns out that I don't think we can. There's no hard feelings about that. Destiny is an ever-evolving game, and I'm committed to change with it. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did put a significant amount of work into it, so please throw me a like and a comment. Also, I think I might be the first person to publish anything about how aerial shotgun accuracy actually changed, so sharing this video would give more visibility to the community, which is always appreciated. Other than that, I'll see you guys for trials this weekend with my Wormwood, which I'm kind of excited about, and I hope you guys are too. Dukaness out.